What we're going to do now is just take apart all the stomachs here and have a look and see if we can find anything here. I'm simply going to pull these apart, just gently pull them apart so that we can see where they're joined. And basically what I'm trying to do is collect all the material, or collect all the content which was in the abomasum there. So you'll see that we have reticulum here, rumen round in here, there's our omasum, and then the abomasum. So the only place we have to really separate them is just in between the omasum and reticulum there. And if I cut across there, we've managed to keep all of our content within the abomasum. And that's useful if we want to do any parasitology examination. I'm going to open out the rumen, and we'll just open along this curvature here. I'll empty it into, and there's our sheep rumen. You will never have the pile that you would have in a calf, say, or a bovine. It's always much less of a pile in the sheep, never as thick. But this is not too bad. There's no bare patches and no sign of any real problems in here. Getting to abomasum, this is probably if we were doing some sort of parasitology examination, this is probably one of the things we would want to get, just to find out which worms are present here, stomach worms. The other thing we'd want to get is maybe the first 20 foot of small intestine. This is where most of our parasites are going to be, particularly if we've got things like Ostertagia in here, or Nematodiris, any of these sort of things. So if you want to do a worm count, if you've got them present or find them, then these are the two parts which you probably want to keep the content from. What we can do with this is take off the duodenum, tie a knot there to hold it, or if you want to have a look at it and preserve the content, we can do that. What I'll do at this point here is I'm just going to cut through the duodenum. We'll just put a knot on this end here because we want to try and keep some of the content here, and also this will help us to find the duodenum again when we come back to the gut. What we can do is open into the stomach and keep the content. If we had a bucket handy or a polythene bag, we could empty that into there and have a look at this just to see if there's anything, and then decide to send off the content. So what I would do is just, we were doing that, would be to open into the abomasum, open along the greater curvature. Most stomachs, most of the lesions you'll find will be along the lesser curvatures. So, one or two little nodules, you can see one or two little white nodules present there. There's probably a little bit of Ostertagia, perhaps not as much as we thought we might find. You can see little white nodules along the folds of the abomasum. I can't see any actual sign of any larvae about or anything. There doesn't appear to be any other worms present in there. So if we'd collected the content, we could send that off if we wish to find out a bit more, or even send off the abomasum for a digest if we find there's quite a lot of worms there and we're worried about them. The other thing we'd be interested in would be the first 20 foot of gut, and it's a fairly easy way to collect that. And that is, first of all, just to free this. You'll see that it runs very close to the rectum at this point here, and if we can free this with the scissors until we get down into the mesentery proper, then you'll see that once you've bypassed this thing here, we're out into the mesentery proper here, that it's a fairly simple job. If you take your time just to pull gently, count out 20 feet, and you'll notice that the content's going with it there. So we can count off 20 feet and cut there and put a knot in this end here as well. So with a knot on both ends there, all our content is collected, and that can be sent off for parasitology investigation, just to see if there's anything in that part of the gut.